and then led me through water that was ankle deep. He measured off another 1,000 cubits, and led me through water that was knee deep. He measured off another 1,000, and led me water that was waist deep. And here's the crazy part, you guys ready? He measured off another 1,000, but now it was a river that I could not cross, because the water had risen and was deep enough to swim in. A river that no one could cross. You see, this chapter is actually a prophecy of an end-time reality, meaning this is what's going to happen when Jesus returns. Right? And Ezekiel has this vision. This is actually a vision from Ezekiel. And he visions a man going to the temple. And in this temple, there is an altar right here. I don't know, I'm really bad with direction, it's south. But imagine an altar right here. And from this altar, there is water coming out of this altar. And it's trickling down, and it's going out the entrance, and it's going that way. Right? And this man that's with Ezekiel goes, hey Ezekiel, come with me. What we're going to do is we're going to measure this water. Weird, right? But he goes and he brings, and he has a measuring line. And it says in the verses that he measured the first 1,000 cubic meters, which is about 1,500 feet. And he said that it started ankle deep. And he measured another one and it became knee deep. He measured another 1,000 cubic meters and became waist deep. And then this is the crazy part. The last one, it says, he described it as, it became a river that I could not cross. He couldn't walk through it anymore. Because the water had risen and was deep enough to swim in. Meaning he couldn't walk through it anymore. He had to swim through it. You see, and I love this picture of this story, because this is the invitation today. That Christ is asking us, are we ready to jump into this river with him? To swim in him, whether we sink or swim. To jump in all for Christ. Now before we do that, we have to consider a couple things, right? Because it's crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over 4 quick points. 4 quick points before I lose you guys, okay? Before jumping into this river. First point, you guys ready? First point is a river of trust. We have to know that this river is a river of trust. Turn to your neighbor and say, river of trust. If we jump back into the text, we're actually going to read from the Amplified Version. Ryan Wong, can I have that up there, please? All right? It says, then he, my guide, right, brought me back to the door. And if we read on forward, it says that he brought me out of the way of the north gate and led me around outside the outer gate. You see, Ezekiel, in this journey with Christ, he had someone who led him through this journey. Now, isn't it amazing that if we jump into this river with Christ, that we're going to have someone who leads us through it? Because I'll be honest, if I went skydiving and my instructor was like, here's the parachute, this is what you're going to do. When you're going to put it on and you're going to go up on the plane, and then when the doors open, I want you to jump out of this plane. When you get a certain altitude, I want you to pull the parachute, and then I want you to land right here. I'm going to be right here. I would never jump. I don't know how many of you guys would jump if your instructor never went with you, right? We all need. Right? But you see, in this verse, it says that we have a guide in this river if we just jump in. And it gets better. It gets better. If we read on and we go to verse 3, it says, this is where it gets awkward, because it said that the man had a measuring line in his hand, and he measured every 1,000 cubits when they passed through the river. And when I first read it, I'm like, why does this guy have a measuring line in his hand and he's measuring every 1,000 cubic meters? What does this mean? This means that you guys, God is a massive God, but you guys ready for the word of the day? He's meticulous. He's in the details of your life. He's saying if you jump into him now, he's going to take you through this journey, but he's going to know every detail. He's not going to say, you know, Ross, I'm going to take you from this end all the way to that end. But I'm going to meet you there, and I don't care what you do from here to here. You guys, he's planned every little detail. He's planned the detail for you to be here today. It wasn't an accident. And I'm telling you right now, I want you guys to know that if you are jumping into this river, you are jumping in with a God that knows you specifically, who has formed you since you were born, before you were even born. You guys, there is a specific God who has massively loved you, but has also fallen in love with the little details about you and has fully committed to you. And this is the God that is inviting you to come fully trust in him, to be our God. River of trust. Point number 2. Point number 2 is river of deeper waters. This is where I lose half of you guys because you're like, deeper waters? I'm not down, Ross. No, talk about trusting it. Talk about trusting it. I'm not down for deeper waters. I'm good where I'm at. If we read back into the verses, it shows that he started at ankle-deep water. And he kept going. After ankle-deep, it became waist-deep. Ankle-deep, knee-deep, waist-deep, and then became a river. You guys, he's taking us to the deep end. This is the invitation today. He's asking us to join him in the river that becomes too deep to swim in and too deep to cross, where the water is over our heads. And it's going to be scary, and it's going to be none of the things we want. Let me repeat that again. It's going to be none of the things we want. Because a lot of us today, a lot of Christians, including myself, have this thing called ankle-deep faith, or what I like to call as kiddie pool mentality. Now, what is this kiddie pool mentality? I'm going to show a picture. Ryan, Mister, can you show a picture of... This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to have a kiddie pool mentality. This is what it looks like when we first dive into Christ. It's cute, right? Like, yay! That's love, yay! But this is where the problem is. I want you to show the next picture, right? It's funny, right? But it's crazy because this is our reality sometimes. Where we become stagnant in our faith. Where we're growing, but we're staying in this kiddie pool faith. When God's calling us to the deep end, but we're settling for this. We're settling to fit into that. And a lot of us love it here. And I'm going to give you 2 quick reasons why. 2 quick reasons. One is because it's very easy. Why? Because we don't have to work for it. We can jump in and out. One day I'm in God's pool. The other day I'm good. One day I'm in and I'm out, and it's easy. All I gotta do is fill up the water of God's love and jump right in. 2 is because we are still in control. A lot of us settle for not even ankle-deep water, but waist-deep water, where we're like, I'm halfway in, Lord. I'm in your love. I'm doing what you're doing. But I can still control this. I can still control that. And God's asked you, that's not what I'm calling you for. A lot of us are like, God, you can be my co-pilot in my life. Some of us say, Lord, I'm going to give you everything, God. I'm going to give you my Friday nights. I'm going to give you my Sunday mornings. I'm going to even give you my Tuesday nights so I can pray for people. But my Saturday nights, no, that's mine, Lord. My Thursday nights with my coworkers, that's mine. I'm keeping that. Lord, I want to surrender everything to you, God. But this relationship that I'm holding on to that I know is hindering me from getting closer to you, Lord, I'm keeping it. I'm still in your love, though. But I want to control the things I want to control in my life. You guys, the invitation today is to be fully submerged in Him. Where it's not about us anymore, but it's about Him in our lives. Where the water is over our heads and we can't even be seen anymore. You see, as I was prepping for this retreat these last 2 months, God has just been calling me to deeper and deeper waters. I remember 2 months ago, Kulex asked me, hey, Ross, do you want to be part of a retreat plan? And I'm like, yeah, Kulex, I'm down, let's do it. Cool. Little did I know, he said, Ross, I'm going to have you teach on retreat. And I'm like, me, Kulex? Are you sure? There's other teachers out here that are better than me. I haven't even done a next gen event, and you want me to teach at retreat? I've only been teaching for a year. But I'm like, all right, Lord, deeper waters, trusting you. You'll be my guide in this. And then Louis comes up to me a week later and goes, hey, Ross, I prayed about it. We're going to start a YA worship team. And I was excited. I'm like, yeah, cool, I get to back up. Woo, like what I do on Sundays. How many of you guys ever been to Sunday cross-cultural worship? You guys? No? How many of you guys ever seen me out there? I am probably one of the most, if not the most awkward person.